1 Samuel chapter 21. David went to Ahimelech, the priest at Nob. Ahimelech trembled with fear when he met him. He asked David, "Why are you alone? Why isn't anyone with you?" David answered Ahimelech the priest, "The king gave me a special job to do. He said to me, I don't want anyone to know what I'm sending you to do, so don't say anything about it. I've told my men to meet me at a certain place. Do you have anything for us to eat? Give me 5 loaves or bread or anything else you can find." But the priest answered David, "I don't have any bread that isn't holy. I only have some holy bread here, but it's for men who haven't slept with a woman recently." And David replied, "Well, we haven't slept with a woman recently. That's the way it is every time I lead my men out to battle. We keep ourselves holy even when we do jobs that are not holy. And that's even more true today." So the priest gave him the holy bread. It was the only bread he had. It had been removed from the table that was in front of the Lord. On the same day, hot bread had been put in its place. One of Saul's servants was there that day. He had been made to stay at the holy tent for a while. He was Doeg from Edom. And Doeg was Saul's shepherd. David asked Ahimelech, "Don't you have a spear or sword here?" "I haven't brought my sword or any other weapon." "That's because the job the king gave me to do had to be done right away." The priest replied, "The sword of Goliath, the Philistine, is here. You killed him in the valley of Elah. His sword is wrapped in clothes. It's behind the sacred linen apron. If you want it, take it. It's the only sword here." David said, "There isn't any sword like it. Give it to me." That day, David ran away from Saul. He went to Achish, the king of Gath, but the servants of Achish spoke to him. They said, "Isn't this David, the king of the land? Isn't he the one the Israelites sing about when they dance? They sing, 'Saul has killed 1,000 men, David has killed tens of thousands.'" David paid close attention to what the servants were saying. He became very much afraid of what Achish, the king of Gath, might do. So he pretended to be out of his mind when he was with them. As long as he was in Gath, he acted like a crazy person. He made marks on the doors of the city gate. He let the spit run down his beard. Achish said to servants, "Just look at the man. He's out of his mind. Why are you bringing him to me? Do not I have enough crazy people around me already? So why do you have to bring this fellow here? Just look at how he's carrying on in front of me. Why do you have to bring this man into my house?" 1 Samuel chapter 22. David left Gath and escaped to the cave of Adullam. His brothers and the other members of his family heard about it, so they went down to join him there. Everyone who was in trouble or owed money or was unhappy gathered around him. He became their commander. About 400 men were with him. From there, David went to Mizpah in Moab. He spoke to the king of Moab. He said, "Please let my father and my mother come and stay with you. Let them stay until I learn what God will do for me." So David left his parents with the king of Moab. They stayed with him as long as David was in his usual place of safety. But the prophet God spoke to David. He said, "Don't stay in your usual place of safety. Go into the land of Judah." So David left and went to the forest of Hereth. Saul heard that the place where David and his men were hiding had been discovered. Saul was sitting under a tamarisk tree on the hill at Gibeah. He was holding his spear. All his officials were standing at his side. Saul said to them, "Men of Benjamin, listen to me. Do you think Jesse's son will give all of your fields and vineyards? Do you think he will make some of you commanders of thousands of men? Do you think he will make the rest of you commanders of hundreds? Is that why all of you have joined together against me? No one tells me when my son makes a covenant with Jesse's son. None of you is concerned about me. No one tells me that my son has stirred up Jesse's son to hide away to attack me. But that's exactly what's happening now." Doeg was standing with Saul's officers. He was from Edom. He said, "I saw Jesse's son David come to Ahimelech at Nob. Ahimelech is the son of Ahitub. Ahimelech asked the Lord a question for David. He also gave him food and the sword of Goliath the Philistine. Then the king sent for the priest Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub. The king also sent for all the men in his family. And there were the priests at Nob. All of them came to the king. Saul said, Son of Ahitub, listen to me. Yes, master, he answered. Saul said to him, Why have you and Jesse's son joined together against me? Why do you give him bread and a sword? Why do you ask God a question for him? Now he has turned against me. He is hiding and waiting to attack me right now. Ahimelech answered the king, David is faithful to you. In fact, he is more faithful to you than anyone else who serves you. He's your own son-in-law. He's the captain of your own personal guards. He's heartily respected by everyone in your palace. Was it the first time I asked God a question for him? Of course not. Please don't bring charges against me. Please don't bring charges against anyone in my family. I don't know anything at all about this whole matter. But the king said, Ahimelech, you will certainly be put to death. You and your whole family will be put to death. Then the king gave an order to the guards at his side. He said, Go and kill the priests of the Lord. They are the David's side too. They knew he was running away from me, and they didn't even tell me. But the king's officers wouldn't raise a hand to strike down the priests of the Lord. Then the king ordered Doeg, You go and strike down the priests. So Doeg the Edomite went and struck them down. That day he killed 85 priests for whole linen aprons. He also killed the people of Nob with his sword. Nob was a town where priests lived, and Doeg killed each man and woman. He killed its children and babies. He also destroyed its cattle, donkeys, and sheep. But Abiathar, a son of Ahimelech, escaped. Ahimelech was the son of Ahitub. Abiathar ran away and joined David. He told David that Saul had killed the priest of the Lord. Then David said to Abiathar, One day I was at Nob. I saw Doeg, the Edomite, there. I knew he would be sure to tell Saul, Your whole family has been killed, and I'm responsible for it, so stay with me. Don't be afraid. The man who wants to kill you wants to kill me too. You will be safe with me.